Welcome to the family with,
well, sitting in for Andy, Cassie Schrader.
and of course, nobody else in my family is here. Alex teaches a class on Tuesdays now, so she can't come in on Tuesdays. But where Nana is, I have no idea. She should have been here 10 minutes ago, but what the hell?
I'm a Nana too.
You are a Nana.
Yeah,
right.
my grandson, he calls me Nana, and he's Pop Pop. Dave's Pop Pop.
So you got Nana and Pop Pop. We got Nana and Bop Bop. So it all works out in the end beautifully. I tell you, honest to God, and I'm very, very serious about this. I posted something yesterday, got hundreds and hundreds of responses, which was a nice surprise about how every time a child comes along in the family, whether it's, first of all, you meet the person that I'll tell you something before Nana gets here, the other Nana. I met Catherine 44 years ago. We've been married for 40 years. And I swear to God, I just all of a sudden realize several times a year, I love her now more than I ever have. It hasn't got weaker. It's gotten stronger.
Yeah.
Does that happen with a lot of people?
No, not in today's
why
system.
not?
I don't know. I don't think people appreciate other people anymore.
Yeah, well,
it's a good point. Yeah, I just think that we're such a discarded society. Like we're such a consuming discard. I think we're starting to do that with relationships. It just seems you know what I mean? Like nobody has long-term friends anymore. I was just thinking about this morning. That's so weird.
Well, there you go.
Because I remember my cousins were my best friends.
Mm-hmm.
They spent the whole summer at our house because my grandmother was the family nanny for all the grandkids while everybody was at work. So I grew up with my cousins being around, and nobody has that family connection anymore. It's just
doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, it's sad.
Boy, we do, because if they didn't, there'd be hell to pay. I'm telling you. I do. I will have a. Well, it started with Catherine and me, and then of course Andy came along, then Alex after that, and then they got married. Andy married to Melissa, Alex married to Dan. Then they had 2 children, Dan and Alex did, Fawn and Sage. Then Andy and Melissa had their first child, Ethan, now the second child, Colin. And it's just every addition. Well, again, tomorrow, I don't know if a lot of grandfathers are this way, but I'm very excited. Catherine's very excited. We're going to take almost 3 years. He'll be 3 on November 7th.
Yep.
We're going to take him to the splash pad.
Oh, fun.
And you get to sit there for 2 hours and watch a kid go nuts. You don't even have to do anything.
I know, right? Oh, they're great. I love splash pads. And congratulations on the new addition to the family.
It's so funny. They put the picture up on social media, on Facebook.
Uh-huh.
My 2 hands holding him are bigger than he is.
Oh.
It's like, honest to God, when you put my 2 hands together, he's not even big enough to cover the whole area.
You're catching up to me, Tom, because I got 8 grandkids.
You have 8?
We have 8 now. We have Dave's oldest. She has 2. And then I'm trying to think of all the kids. And then Cliff, they had twins a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a big addition to our family, just having twins all of a sudden.
Oh, God, yeah, absolutely.
So they have 4 kids. And then we have, my little DJ that I nanny for every day. And he's just, it's fun because it's like I get to relive raising my boys over again.
Yeah, and I understand that 100%.
Yeah.
Like taking Ethan to the splash pad is going to be like taking, well, they didn't have splash pads when Andy and Alex were that age.
No, you had sprinklers.
Sprinklers. We had sprinklers, very, very, but they used to love to go to the pool.
Yes.
I mean, you take them to the pool. I just love the fact that they're so young and they get so excited about doing things like that.
Yeah, that unbridled joy that kids give. I love that. And Dave and we've been like really relishing in that with our grandson DJ, because he's all about dinosaurs. He's going to be 4 in November too. I think he's just about a year, just shy under a year younger than Ethan. He was born November 18th of 2020.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So he was born like almost a year before Ethan was.
Before Ethan was, yep.
But yeah, it's so funny because he knows like all these dinosaur names like Diplodocus and Spinosaurus. And then I ask him, I say, what do you want to watch? I want to watch a show. Okay, on what? Nim Nim. What's Nim Nim? Like you could say Diplodocus, but you can't say Netflix. What's
yeah, well, the Diplodocus, but no Netflix. Yeah. Well, it might be a good thing. Actually.
Yeah, he's just so friggin' cute. I love it.
All of those things that they do, like when I tease Ethan now, he used to laugh like hell when I teased him. Now that he's about to turn 3, I get the bop bop. Don't do that.
Yeah. I know, I get that from Deej too.
It's the greatest.
I tell him, I'm like, no, DJ, we can't do that. Oh, sorry, Nana. Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I'm doing it anyway, whether you want me to or not. You know.
I know.
But no, it's I wish, and I suppose it's not even possible, but I think the higher percentage of population enjoys their family as much as you and I do.
Yeah.
I think. I hope.
I would hope too. It's just I just think the dynamic of our society and how families are structured and how we live and everything has completely changed. And that's what I was thinking about this morning. I wanted to ask you how much has the family dynamic changed since Andy and Alex came into your life to now, to what you're seeing now?
Oh, you mean just the public in general?
Yeah, like, because kids don't even have like birthday parties like they used to anymore. You know what I mean? It's just something's different. I don't know.
Well, the whole problem I have with this whole situation is now both parties, both the Republicans and the Democrats, it's okay to hate somebody because they don't agree with you. I will never understand why you would waste your feelings on hating someone who has really they don't hold any charge over anything that's going to affect you. Why would you end up hating someone because they disagree with you?
I don't know. I've always taken a standpoint when you listen to other people's viewpoints. That's how you learn.
To learn something.
You learn you learn how society is thinking. Because you could sit here and stand at a pulpit and spout off what you believe all day long. But if they have no grasp of what you're even saying, they're just gonna flock to where they know. And it's just, nobody does critical thinking anymore.
No, they don't. Right.
People, we have a blinded voting public. We vote blindly.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I think that's kind of scary, especially with this upcoming election. I think people really need to educate themselves on who they're voting for.
Well, that would be a good move. I just saw Nancy Pelosi on, I think it was CNN last night. And I've never been a fan of Nancy's anyway. She's a billionaire.
Yeah.
Based on being a politician. That should have never been allowed, that you can become that rich by being in politics.
No.
We should have never allowed that to happen.
No, I agree.
You serve the people, and if you make a nice living, good for you. But this billionaire stuff, she said on national TV yesterday that the Republican Party, 30% of Republicans are racist, homophobes who hate women. 1 out of 3 Republicans are that hateful. Now, I don't think 1 out of 3 Republicans or Democrats are that hateful. But see, she's out there to just draw more attention, because she drew a lot of attention from saying that, and she can make more money. Please understand, whether it's Trump or Kamala Harris or any of these people, they're in it to make money. They're in it to become more famous and to make even more money.
Right. And I look at it this way. We need to find a platform for middle people, middle ground people.
That'd be nice.
Because they're the voice that's not being heard. Independent people, people who are moderate, middle of the road like myself, because I'm more fiscally conservative. I don't think we should be spending billions and billions of dollars on the stuff that we need. We need a good accountant for the United States government, because this is getting out of hand. But I'm socially liberal. I could care less what people want to do with their lives. I worry about myself. As long as they're happy and not bothering me, hey, you can marry who you want, as long as it's not like, animals or
like a 6-year-old.
Yeah, like kids or something. But yeah, like, for gay couples, whatever, hey, it's not going to impact me at all if you get married, whether I agree with it or not. You don't even need to know if I agree with it or not. It's up to you. And part of the voting public too, we are a one issue voting public. So you could have a guy spouting that he is going to round up everybody with brown hair and put him in a concentration camp, but if he's pro-life, they will vote for him.
Yeah.
It's like they're not looking at the whole picture.
No, they don't look at the whole picture. And I think it's one of those situations where people just need to grow up and wait. Why anybody would say that 30% of one party or the other is so hateful they would like to murder you, they hate you.
Yeah.
It's just not true.
I know.
But there she is on the national stage saying things like that. I loved it. Well, I always give the example. I gave it this morning on the morning show.
Mm-hmm.
I adore Mike Gelfand and I adore Mike Lindell. They couldn't be further apart politically. One's way left and the other one's way right. But I think the world of both of them because of the human, not the political part of them, the human part of them.
Yeah.
They're very set in their ways, very smart people, both of them. Some people hate, Lindell, and some people hate Gelfand. Yeah. I don't understand that, and I will never understand it. They led a different life. Again, the suffering that both of those guys went through. I mean, Mike Lindell with his drug addiction, he's lucky he's not dead.
Right.
And he's given so much of his time and money to helping other people. Mike Gelfand, that his brother killed himself. He and his mother were never close. I mean, he went through all these troubles in his childhood. Understand, these guys are both very smart. One's way left, one's way right. I don't care.
Yep.
Good. You live your politics. You had a different life than I did.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and also too, you're of the generation where you could have political disagreements at going out to dinner with a bunch of buddies, but still walk away friends.
Yeah, not anymore.
No.
It's like, holy God.
Oh gosh, no. I remember when Biden was elected and Harris was the first female vice president of the United States. She's the first female to hold the highest office in the United States. So Dave posted that, hey, this is great, breaking glass ceilings for women, that now that a woman has got to the vice president seat,
right,
he got thrashed. And it wasn't even I'm pro, Biden or anything. He was just like, this is a good example for my daughters. That's all he said in the post.
Well, that's good. That's a good post.
Turned completely political. And it was like, he even put in the comments, he's like, this is not even what my post is about. And he ended up taking it down because people cannot help themselves from being jerks.
Well, some people can't. You're absolutely right about
They can't.
That. I get very, very lucky. Well, today, and I'm learning that people want to hear positive, nice things because I was talking about the birth of Colin on Facebook, and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people responded to it. I haven't checked it in a while, but it was a lot. I have not seen one negative post.
Good.
Every post of all those posts is very positive. They're happy for you. They're happy for themselves that another person has been born into this world that might be able to do things that we haven't been able to do.
Right.
Facebook for me, because you might remember when I used to be back on Twitter back in the day, it was a little more, I used to drink alcohol then, so it was a little more negative.
I woke up to some of your tweets in the morning. Those were fun. I was like,
those were fun.
I was like, what's he mad about today?
Tommy was upset back then. But now, well, maybe you could use me as an example. I've grown up in the past 12 years, It took me a little later in life to do that, but I find that if I post, I don't post negative stuff. A couple of times I'm pissed off at the Twins, but I love the Twins.
Yeah.
As much as I rail on the Twins or the Vikings or whatever, people know I love those teams. So it's not real. It's just my personal feelings. I'm pissed off that my baseball team went in the toilet, which why do you have to do it to me? But
I know. But hey, the Vikings started off with a win.
They did. Might not be able to repeat that next week because San Francisco's a damn good football team.
I watched the San Francisco game.
Did you really?
Holy buckets, that was so fun. I never watched the first Vikings game of the season.
I
never do because every time I do, they lose. So
well, thank you for that.
I don't even turn the TV on. My son wanted to watch it. I said, you're watching it in the basement. I'm going to be up in my office editing my podcast.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't do it. I looked at, just stats and stuff as the game, because we do fantasy football. And so I was just watching the stats. But yeah, every time I've watched the first season, they lose and then they have a crap season.
Yeah.
So I just don't. Or preseason games.
Yeah, I'm not big on the preseason either because I suppose they're looking for people who might fit with the team and people are going to get cut and all that kind of thing. And it just, yeah, I don't. Although I will tell you this would be if I do not do it, and I don't know if I will or not, but if I don't go to a Twins game in the next few weeks, this will be the first time since I was 9 years old that I didn't go to at least one Twins game in my life.
Oh, you can't break that record.
I know I got to get to a game, I suppose, but my God, they're pissing me off.
I know, but you want to know what? The weather's getting nice. It's cooler.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not going to be hot. So you're not going to be mad and hot at the same time. You'll just be hot, mad and cool.
It's going to be in the 80s the rest of the week, though.
Yeah, it's going to be gorgeous.
It is going to be. Oh, my God. We went for a walk last night. Took Jude out for a walk. Good God, it was beautiful out.
Yeah.
It was just absolutely amazing. So, and I think that's one thing we have to remember when, people say that 30% of people are racist assholes. Take a walk. And you realize how wonderful this world really is.
Right. Because all they're getting fed is what's on social media and the news. Yeah. Seriously, go out and do something in public. Go to a public, bandstand thing or something. Just get around other people and see that the world is not as negative and gross as you see on Facebook and Twitter and the news. So
one thing I found out and I was amazed by it. We had never been to the James J. Hill celebration out in Wayzata until this year because we live in the neighborhood now. And I was amazed because that thing was packed. 80 to 100,000 people showed up for that 3-day event.
Really?
And what amazed me is yesterday, I went out for a walk before I came in to do the morning show. There's not one sign that event took place. There's no dirt in the streets. Everything's gone. They moved. I mean, it was amazing how they restored that neighborhood in one night.
Wow.
That's cool. They had to work their asses off to make sure that, and I mean, it's just immaculate. No, there's not garbage everywhere or anything like that. It was nice to see that people actually cared that much to keep the neighborhood very, very nice.
Yeah. Well, I've always wondered what the state fair looks like on the day after Labor Day.
Yeah, I wonder. Because now you're talking 250,000 people a day.
Yeah.
My God.
Oh, the amount of garbage that has to come out of that place. Holy buckets. I haven't gone to the state fair in forever. It's just gotten too expensive.
Is it really expensive? Oh, it is $35 a ticket now. Isn't it?
Yeah. And then when you go in there and to buy food, I mean, a bucket of fries is $20. And so a lot of times we'd have to go and get shareable food because
Andy just called me. I got to find out what he's up to.
Oh,
hello.
Huh. Oh.
Oh, that's right. The stocking's on. Okay, I'll hang up.
Oh, I wasn't aware. Oh, is he? Oh. Is he supposed to get a link? Oh, okay. Let me send him one. I didn't know he was supposed to be on.
There we are. We're back now. I think we're good to go. So send him an invite, and
I did.
Well, that's not your fault at all. That would be more my fault than anybody else because I didn't know who was coming in, who wasn't coming in, and this whole deal.
I know
it'll work out.
It's like riding a bike, Tom.
Is it?
I think.
I'm pretty good at riding a bike. We went for a bike ride yesterday. As a matter of fact, interesting you brought that up because we've been going for a lot of bike rides this late summer. Just absolutely spectacularly beautiful, no question about that. But yeah, we'll get Kostaki on as soon as he picks up on the invite. We'll get him back on because I love having Kostaki on anyway.
Yes, I haven't talked to Kostaki in forever. ever. And
in a long time.
Yes, I love Kostaki. I with my podcast that I'm doing, I do a true crime podcast, but I'm also trying to come up with some subscription-based stuff. And I want to try and get a bunch of comedians together, and we're going to read just like dumb crimes and stupid criminal stories and just have fun. Yeah, just have fun. And
I think that's what people want. They want to hear positive messages and they want to have fun. They don't want all this negative crap anymore. I don't want to see how negative. Look, you're a Democrat, good for you. Republican, good for you. You're an extremist, good for you as well. Yeah. You're not going to change my life. And if I get pissed off at you about it, you have changed my life. Why would I give you that power?
Right.
Makes no sense.
When people try to start arguments with me, I just think, I guess we just have to disagree to disagree. And I walk away. I'm like, you're not going to change my mind. I'm not going to change your mind. All we're going to do is yell at each other and then walk away with higher blood pressure.
Yeah, so, I don't even do that anymore. I don't even argue with them anymore. It's like, hey, you know what? You got your life. I got my life. Good for you. Everything will be fine.
I figure if I want to know somebody's political status, I'll ask them. Otherwise, don't even bring it up to me.
There you go. Anything from Kostaki yet?
Oh, he's coming on right now.
Look at that.
Let me add him to the stream.
The only thing I don't want you to do is put any Greeks on the air. What's happening, Pally?
Good morning. How are you guys?
We're trying to get past the fact that Andy's second son was born on Saturday morning at 12:36 in the morning. So nobody's here except for Cassie and I. Cassie's filling in for Andy, and I'm here. Alex now teaches school on Tuesday, so she can't come in. I don't know why Catherine's not here. That's stiff.
Well, you got me.
Yeah, we got
I'll be the female voice for the day.
We got
Cassie. Congrats to Andy and to the whole rest of the Bernard gang. That's great news.
Oh God, it's so wonderful to have a little bit. Honest to God, there's a picture of me holding him, and I'm holding him in both hands. My hands are bigger than he is.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh my God.
You forget when you don't see one for a while how tiny they are.
They are tiny.
What do you do with it?
Yeah, what are you supposed to do with this baby? What time do you have to be off by, Kostaki? Because I don't want to screw up your day.
I don't know. Let's do 10 minutes.
Okay, 10 minutes. I like it. 10 minutes. That works for me.
10 minutes of football fun. Hey, my team was supposed to be good, and yours was supposed to be terrible, and that's not what happened.
Well, let me just bring up one thing. You can talk football all you want, but don't even think about bringing up Ace Ball Day because I don't want to hear it.
Oh, I don't know what's going on.
The Twins just lost their 6th game in a row.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll happen.
I'm hyperventilating.
But the Vikings are 1-0. They're tied for first place with 16 other teams. 15.
Is Darnell a lot better quarterback than people? What happened? He was the 3rd overall pick, I believe, in the draft. What, 4 years ago?
Yeah, that sounds right.
What happened? The guy looks like he's talented as hell to me.
He's got good receivers. He's got a good system around him. So maybe he finally landed in a good situation. Maybe they had one good game.
Well, that's the other part. Maybe he had one good game, and that's going to do it.
One game.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
You guys are playing the Niners this week. It might not be so pretty.
It might not. One never knows.
And my team was supposed to be good. We had all this buzz, new quarterback, new offensive coordinator, new coach, new defensive players. Nothing. They just look terrible top to bottom on both sides. It's just disappointing. And now we have next 2 games for the Falcons, Eagles and Chiefs.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
It's going to be bloody.
Eek.
It's going to be a bloody 0-3 here soon. Oh,
and what are you going to do?
I'm going to wear my University of Georgia hat and think about that team.
You just reminded me. I've been up into Atlanta now probably in about 6-7 years. I got to get back. I love Atlanta. Great.
Atlanta's good. Yeah, I wish I could get back more myself.
Well, Jesus, it's about 5 times bigger than it was 50 years ago. I'll tell you that. It's huge.
Right. And the traffic around has gotten insane. And yeah. And we got lots of Yankees down there now, Tom. All
lots of Yankees.
All of you characters from up north are coming down.
Character. Okay. Here we
Traditionally, you bypass us and go to Florida. But once in a while.
Kath and I didn't. We used to stay in Atlanta. Matter of fact, we still stayed in the outskirts of Atlanta on our way down to Florida last year because we drive down.
Right.
But Atlanta's got so many great restaurants, so many wonderful things to do. It's a metropolis, man. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, it's grown. It's grown so much. Some of those iconic buildings You know, like that one that looks like the Jetsons that has that. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
the restaurant that spins was like the cutting edge thing in 1976 or whatever. You could barely even see that now. It's dwarfed by all the other high rises.
Was that a Radisson back in the day?
You know what? I think that one was a Radisson, and
I think it was.
And the other one was had the more. Then it was the 90s version of like the the full cylinder all the way up and down, and that roof spun.
We did on 494.
Yep, and it was a Radisson, so they must have had their finger on the pulse of the rotating restaurant biz.
Right, right, yeah.
Because I remember how cool that was.
Oh, it was, yeah. The one in Duluth is still doing it.
Yeah, that was the first one I went to because I used to go up there for figure skating competitions, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I'm like, oh, look at that, Dad. We'll see that in about 30 minutes.
Yeah. There's still one in New York City. I went with my mom a few years back, and it's pretty cool. It takes about an hour to make one revolution, and you sit there and have dinner, and you get to see the whole. You know, it's a little cheesy and throwbacky, but it's great. I loved it.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if you got extremely drunk there, if you'd end up hurling because of the
It's not going.
It's like the rotation of the Earth. It's hard to notice it.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's
it's very slow.
Unless you're really drunk.
It's a good point you're making. No question.
So there were a lot of Steelers fans at the stadium in Atlanta. And I think the Falcons saw the terrible towels and got confused and played terribly. Like, that's not what you're supposed to do.
That's your boy, though, that quarterback, man.
Thanks a lot for sending him down. Appreciate it.
How much longer can they? The guy's never had a good year ever, and he's making like $300 million.
Yeah, he's having a good run financially. No one has leveraged skills into money like Kirk Cousins.
Oh, it's true.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Well, who was it? One of the comedians said that, like, when we got rid of oh my God, now I can't even think his name. The quarterback that stepped in, Keenum. We got Keenum and we traded him for Cousins. They're like, that's like trading a Dr. Pepper for a Mr. Pibb.
Oh yeah,
that's a good line. I like that.
That is a good line. I like that.
So funny.
You know what the thing is, when you're an NFL team and you're in the bottom half of the quarterback field, you'll do anything to get. I mean, it's still a giant upgrade for the Falcons to get. I don't know where Kurt is now. Maybe the 15th best quarterback in the world. You know, when you've had the 47th best for a couple of years, it's such a giant upgrade. You can't wait to get your hands on him. So that's how it goes.
Poor Cousins.
I do understand. No question. Yeah, poor Cousins. And I told you, Kostaki, I sat on the next table over from him down in Florida one year.
Yeah.
I cannot believe how skinny that guy is playing football.
Right.
He's tiny.
Yeah, he doesn't really pass the eyeball test.
No, he does not.
But I got to hand it to him. He's easy to root for because he's a pious, scrappy, does all the things. He studies all the film and gets in all the ice baths and watches all the tape and has all the meetings and focuses on all the details, and he cares about the process. And I kind of like the guy, but
he is likable.
But is he top 15 quarterback in the world this year? I don't know. We'll see.
I like how your voice goes.
Please, baby Jesus. Let my team not suck.
We're giving a balance. Your high voice and the fact that James Earl Jones died with the lowest voice on earth. So
yeah.
Balance there.
So,
I just saw Field of Dreams somewhat recently. I never really, because I'm not a baseball guy, so I never really cared about it. But I watched, it's not about baseball. It's about missing your dad,
Well, if you want a good James Earl Jones baseball movie, you need to watch Sandlot.
Right. Yeah.
He was the blind guy that had the dog, and he was a famous baseball player back in the day.
Right. He's great. He had a great run. What a great arc, because he did a lot of cool things. And even this is CNN, like, he's ubiquitous.
Yes, he did.
Star Wars will live forever. People will watch Star Wars in 200 years, and
they'll know his voice. And it's funny because Dave texted me because he was coming back from the airport because he overbooked his flight and he got bumped to the next day. That's but he sent me that, and I sent him the gift of Darth Vader yelling no. It's just like, oh, he has such an iconic voice. Like, I knew James Earl Jones's voice before I knew who he was.
Right, of course.
Yep. Star Wars.
Yeah, right. I saw a meme recently that had Darth Vader turning around and the music was Hell's Bells from AC/DC.
Ooh, I like it.
Even scarier. It's so cool the way that song builds, and it kind of fit the video. And it's really cool.
The only what will ruin it for you if you watch the actual scenes shot during Star Wars. It wasn't the actor was speaking the parts, and then James Earl Jones came in and recorded after. So if you actually listen to the real actor saying the lines, he's like this uppity British guy.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes, it doesn't fit at all.
Oh, wow. That's so interesting.
I'll come over there.
So why does he even say the line? So he's got the right motion and sort of vibe
and he's muffled because he's got the mask on, but you can hear him because he's, when he's talking with, Carrie Fisher or any of the characters, he just says the lines. But he's got this like light British accent. Like, this doesn't fit Darth Vader at all.
It never occurred to me that there would be an actor saying the lines. That's interesting.
What was his name again? I used to know that guy's name.
I'll look it up.
Like Tobe Hooper or one of those kind of weird.
This is the kind of thing Andy finds in 1 second.
Oh God, yeah, Andy.
I know, but
Can you compete with the Beast at this game?
Not with my arthritis.
Yeah, there you go. No question about it.
You don't even have time to finish the sentence, and Andy has the answer to the thing.
I know.
He's very good at that kind of stuff. No, and by the way, it's not great having him as a son because, well, that's not true. I didn't even finish my sentence yet. What do you mean it's not true?
Oh, that's funny.
Kill.
Well, that's not true.
What is it gonna do? That's
my favorite thing about this show, Tom. You've been a radio legend for umpteen years, but in this show, you're just the dad that everyone makes fun of.
Well, I'm like on the sixth rung. Honest to God, it doesn't even, which is fine by me. It works out in the end, I suppose. But yeah, they're here and I'm down here.
Yeah. Well, that's not true.
Well, that's not true.
Oh my gosh. Try anything right now, trying to search up Darth Vader.
Oh, it's all going to be
Earl Jones.
Yeah.
But if you could look it up. Wait, there's a picture of him.
I never even heard. It
never
occurred to me that was a thing that would happen.
Yeah.
So it shows his picture, but not his name.
He was David Prowse.
Oh, David Prowse.
Yeah,
there you go.
A former bodybuilder.
Yep.
And he donned the costume. But yeah, if you look up on YouTube, just look up him as Darth Vader, and you can listen to the accent. It's hilarious.
That's so interesting.
Changed the whole scope of Star Wars if they kept him in.
Hey,
you wouldn't have
me a father. Does he do that?
It's so funny.
I once went with a ventriloquist to do morning radio.
Oh my God.
Wait, what?
It's the big guy. What's his name? The one that has Peanut and
Jeff Dunham.
So I was with Jeff Dunham, and they let me stay in the condo over to the next week in between if I took Jeff to do radio. And I was a pretty new comic. I was an MC. I was trying to figure things out.
Right.
And we're en route to radio. I wasn't trying to be a pill, to use your word. I go, so why do you bring the puppets to the radio? Oh, he was so mad. It's like, it helps the DJs understand.
Oh, God, settle down.
Oh, we got an addition.
Well, I understand. I understand he's probably faced these kind of questions before, but I didn't. I was an innocent kid trying to understand what was happening.
You think he moved his mouth when he talked on the radio with a puppet, or do you think he really just kind of?
No, he's got to hang in there and do the whole bit.
Yeah, you do.
We got Lammers backstage. You want me to add him on?
Yeah, Kostaki, you only got about 1 minute left, don't you? You got.
We got to do a couple Tyreek Hill jokes, and I got to hit the road.
Okay,
all right.
We'll bring Timmy on with us, and then he can do it if that's okay with you.
Absolutely, yeah.
The more the merrier. Let's bring him on.
Timmy.
Hey, how are you? I'm on the road today, if you could probably tell.
Yeah. You can turn it down quite a bit. I'll tell you that. It's very loud.
Am I loud? Am I very loud? I'll speak softly. Go ahead and let Kostaki tell his jokes.
Let's do 3 or 4 Tyreek Hill jokes, and I'll hand it off to you.
Okay, sounds good.
Just before the game, Tyreek Hill was detained, Miami receiver detained by police. The weird part, it had nothing to do with child support, right? I thought for sure. Finally they got him. You have the right to remain celibate. If you're unable to remain celibate, a vasectomy will be provided at no cost to you.
Love it.
And I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for my 27 meddling kids. Tyreek said he's going to consider litigation. He needs to consider contraception. That's what he needs to consider.
Yeah, there you go.
Castration, tubal ligation, vasectomy, rhythm method, coitus interruptus. Something different, Tyreek. Try something different.
Mm-hmm.
Then Tyreek did the arrest celebration, right? When he got the touchdown. I'm looking forward to the moments of conception celebrations. What has he got? 30 of those we could see over the next couple of years.
I just don't understand how anybody can be that irresponsible.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And if you saw the clip of he was pretty irresponsible with the cop too. I'm not defending the cops. I think they were wildly heavy-handed, but he was also being a jackass.
Yeah. Yep.
And good thing for the cops that he was seated when they got to him. Imagine those pudgy cops trying to catch Tyreek Hill out in the wild.
Yeah, you said it. That'll do it. Waddling along.
I got to run, guys. Lammers, it's all yours.
All right, Pally.
Thank you, Kostaki.
Take it easy, guys. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks a lot. Kostaki Economopoulos. Ladies and gentlemen, Timmy Lammers now joins us. Boy, we've been talking all kinds of TV and movies and sporting events.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned, I thought I heard you mention James Earl Jones.
Oh, yeah.
And, I did a piece for Forbes yesterday. Everybody's got the obituaries, but I don't know how many people realize that in 2022, he signed away his voice rights to Lucasfilm. So Darth Vader's voice will live forever, which, interestingly, in a time where actors are so concerned with AI replacing them, it also enables them to go on and on and on and on. So I think if actors are smart, what they're going to do, and Tom Hanks has done this as well, sign away your AI rights now while you can take care of your estate and your family for a long, long time instead of fighting it. I think it's here. It is very disconcerting. In the writing world, I will tell you that any place that you write for now, in your contracts, I'm sure there are ways of figuring it out, people are being caught using AI to write articles, and they're instantly canned. So, everybody's fighting it, which is good. But I think, James Earl Jones saw the writing on the wall. For Christ's sakes, he was 91 when he did this. And smartly so. I mean, because who is going to replace him? Nobody can replace him as Darth Vader.
No.
So I think it was a good thing that he did that. So I heard, just shifting gears, Tommy, Giovanni. You talked to Giovanni, man. That was awesome. That was a great interview.
Oh, he was just terrific. He was everything Giovanni Ribisi we're talking about here.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just a wonderful guy. I mean, he's just a real talent. Although when I brought up 10th and Wolf, he just kind of snickered because that movie only made $120,000.
But you know what? I know that the guy appreciated it, though. I mean, you do that once in a while with actors or whoever you're interviewing, and if you bring up an obscure piece of work, I mean, obviously, if it's a good movie, it means he did his job. Mm-hmm. So that means that, the fact that somebody appreciates it, I know that he appreciated it. Now, did Art Sears set that up for you? I
believe so, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I still want to send it. I'll send the link to Jonah because I know he really wanted to get you guys, together for that that press tour thing, which again, the timing didn't work out. But man, what a great interview. And it was interesting how he really went into the business side of things at the end of the interview. I love that sort of stuff.
Yep. And he gave us 20 minutes. Everybody else got 8 minutes. We got 20 minutes. It was very nice.
Wow. Well, that's great to hear, man. And you have to see Strange Darling.
Oh, I got to see
it. It will blow your mind.
Yep.
It'll blow your mind. But congratulations, by the way. I know you've been busy with other things. Grandchild number 4.
Grandchild number 4. Yes. No question about it. Colin is, he hasn't badmouthed me yet because he can't talk yet, but it'll get there. No problem. Bop, bop.
So
do
that. I for some reason can't see you. Who else is in studio?
It's Cassie Schrader. I know I have a hat
on. Cassie.
I know.
Well, no, I can't see you, and that's why I thought it was Cassie. Yep. So hey, believe me, I got your texts and everything, and I feel horrible about that. I have been writing, and this is a good thing, 7 days a week for Forbes since April 1. Really? I've been writing every single day. It's that much fun, but I tell you, it's really paying hell on everything else. I mean, it's.
Oh, I know.
So I'm very sorry about that. So thank you for reaching out.
Well, I've been having issues. Like, there's been issues where Android phones and Apple phones are not they're like not receiving texts and like
not compatible.
Yeah, like there's times where like I've texted people and they're like, I haven't gotten any text, and like 2 days later they'll get all 5 texts that I sent. So but yeah, I wanted Tim to come on for a show with me, and I have a good idea for an awesome show that I think him and I can do for my true crime podcast.
I like it.
Just again, I apologize for not getting back to you, but we'll try to get something lined up here. I'm trying to pace myself a little bit more. I had a hell of a week. When you were trying to get a hold of me, I mean, I was doing interviews every single day, and it just was crushing. And then I'm screening in. I'm fitting in screenings last night. And I can't talk about it yet, but I'll be reviewing it Friday, Tommy. It's James McAvoy's latest, I guess you could call it a psychological thriller called Speak No Evil.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought you might actually be there with Dave, Cassie. I don't know how often you go to screenings now.
We do, but the problem is right now, Dave, it's this busy time of year, being in the paranormal field, the fall coming up, it's just nonstop. I mean, he's gone every weekend and everything till Christmas. But yeah, we wanted to go to the screening, but then his flight got pushed to the next day, so he didn't even get home in time. Mm-hmm. We wanted to go see, there's another screening tomorrow that we won't be able to make either. So it's been frustrating.
Of Speak No Evil, or another picture?
Another one, The Substance.
Oh yeah, the Demi Moore picture.
Yeah, one looks
good.
And she's happy.
It does. It looks good. Yeah, she is. Well, they're trying to get another St. Elmo's Fire made, believe it or not, after Bratz. Well, you know what? There's a fascinating documentary on Hulu called Bratz, which is about the Brat Pack. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to think who did not participate. Judd Nelson and Molly Ringwald did not. But Andrew McCarthy directed it, and he tracked down all of his fellow Brat Packers. And it was basically how they hated being labeled that back in the day, the Brat Pack, because, look, I thought it's a tip of the cap to the Rat Pack, right?
Yeah.
But they didn't like it, and some thought it harmed their career. I don't know, did it? I mean, we're talking about Andrew McCarthy 40 years later, so couldn't have harmed his career too much. But anyway, Demi Moore, that's part of her comeback, is that with the Substance. So yeah, and there's another one coming out called The Killer's Game with Dave Bautista and a few others. That's also this weekend. Honestly, I don't know why anybody's trying to take on Beetlejuice for in its second weekend. That movie kicked ass over the weekend.
Good.
I want to see it so bad.
So you haven't seen it, Tom? I don't know. I reviewed it last week. You probably know interest in it, or
no? I'm a huge Beetlejuice fan. I've been staying away from everything because I'm waiting for a lot of our kids are Beetlejuice fans, so we have to try and coordinate where everybody can go and watch the movie together. So I've been like staying. The only thing I've watched is a trailer, and that's it. I love Michael Keaton.
Okay, good.
Michael Keaton fan, and I'm so stoked because Beetlejuice was such a part of my pop culture fabric growing up. You know, it was a huge movie, and then they had I love the cartoon series Beetlejuice. That was an awesome cartoon series, and I want them to bring that back.
Yeah. Well, Tom, but no interest for you?
No, I'd like to go see it, but I just, when you have that fourth grandchild, it takes up all the time.
Yeah.
Like tomorrow, we're gonna have Ethan for the entire day, so I won't be going to see a movie with him. We'll be at the splash pad the entire day. I can guarantee you.
Fun.
He will love
Well, I don't
that.
know. It's pretty freaking hot today. I think it'll be. I don't know what's it supposed to be tomorrow. It's nice summer weather yet still, so probably a good day for the splash pad.
I think so. We'll get it done. So anything coming down the pike, I got to start going back to the movie theater. I love dinner and a movie. I got to start doing it.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned that to Giovanni Ribisi in your interview, and honestly, if you can see Strange Darling, see it before. It's one of those things. It's a very, very small release. It's less than 1,000 theaters now, so I would imagine soon enough it's going to come to digital video. But it has got such of a brilliant twist. It's to me, and this isn't coming from the fact that I interviewed practically everybody involved with the picture. It is one of the best movies of the year, and there's no way of really kind of communicating to you how without giving away something. It's one of those movies you just got to go in not knowing a thing, and when you realize what he's doing, this JT Molnar who wrote it and directed it. And honestly, Tom, the whole thing with Giovanni Ribisi doing the cinematography with this, you look at the picture and you get done and you say, why has he been wasting his time acting? This guy could be a premier. He could on it. And I'm not just saying it to say it. When you see it, it's like, holy God, man, this guy really knows what he's doing. And as he explained to you, I mean, he's done commercials and music videos and stuff. But when I interviewed him a few weeks back, he said that his mom is a photographer. And so he's been fascinated with it for his entire life. And he's been accumulating his own cinematography equipment, which, is a big money saver when you're producing a film, because, and I think you mentioned this too, it's hard to make a film for cheap anymore. So he was able to bring all of his own gear to this set, but it was one of those deals where he was the first one on set and the last one to leave. Long ass day being a cinematographer, but let me tell you, his work, his dedication shows. I honestly, I think people are going to be pursuing him, and you'll understand why. It's no sense in me trying to explain something and kind of talk around the big twists. It's just going fresh, and you'll love it.
I just noticed it's at one theater in the Twin Cities, AMC Southdale.
Yeah,
16. There's one show.
It has
10.
Yeah, it's hard to, again, it's a small production, and it opened in a little over 1,000 theaters, and I know they reduced the theater count already. Now it'll probably make its money once it starts streaming and stuff like that. I don't know if it's made its budget back yet, but the budget was $4 million, which again, a lot of money to you and I.
Not in Hollywood.
Not in Hollywood. That's like, and to see what they do with that $4 million, and then you look at some of these other pictures that are made for $200 million. It's like Hollywood needs to get its priorities straight, man.
I have to.
They just do.
One thing I will tell you, I'm gonna love it about this movie is an hour and 36 minutes long. I am so sick of these 3-hour movies too. That's the other one.
Well, it's got a small cast, and one of them you will recognize, Willa Fitzgerald, who played Roscoe Conklin, the deputy, in season 1 of Reacher.
Ooh.
And it's like, holy God, is she amazing in this movie?
Yeah.
And again, I can't tell you why. But just see it. Now that you've talked to him, you got to see it because it's amazing. And you too, Cassie. Cassie, you got to see it. And go into it blind. If you're going into caribou, I'm sitting in front of a caribou. Sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
I got coffee on my mind. I need coffee. How about that? But if you're going into Beetlejuice blind as possible, then for sure do not read, see anything. Yeah. I was responsible with my articles, but some people give away the big twist, which is stupid.
Really?
Don't do
Why?
that.
I know. I hate it.
I don't know.
Superhero movies too.
I mean, and part of it is the demand. I do know that people want spoiler stuff. So just a quick plug. I interviewed the screenwriters for Beetlejuice, and I did a couple pieces were spoiler free, and there was one that contained a very mild spoiler, and I put a spoiler alert in it. But that's what people are demanding. For some reason, people want to know those things. Sansevere's like that.
Oh,
Sansevere
really?
actually loves. He doesn't care. Is it entertaining? Yeah, I don't know. But yeah. So going to just ignore everything about Strange Darling and see it. But I am glad, Tommy and Cassie, if you haven't seen this yet, Tommy told me you saw Longlegs.
Oh yeah, it was good. He's such
Nicolas
a good
Cage.
actor. I mean, honest to God, he is so good.
I know. I watched that one movie he just did with Pedro Pascal.
The unbearable weight of massive talent.
Yeah, and I actually watched that when I was in the hospital with my staph infection after my surgery. And I don't know if it's because I was on drugs, but I found that movie very entertaining. I don't know. Honestly, I'm being honest. Is it a good movie? Like, I think I was high.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Okay. I was on pain meds, so.
This guy, unlike a lot of actors in Hollywood, Nicolas Cage gets it. He's in on the joke. He totally, he loves what he does. And no. Watch it again, drug free.
Okay.
And you'll see, you'll know that this is a great movie. But Tom, let me describe Nicolas Cage's character in this picture in Longlegs, and you tell me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
His character, Longlegs, is a combination between Heath Ledger's Joker and Tiny Tim.
I would agree with that. Absolutely.
What? What a weird.
Yes,
it's true.
It's a bat bleep crate because, and the reason I say that is, during the movie he starts singing. I mean, it is just.
No.
This performance is unhinged. It's untethered. It's everything he does. I don't know what he does. I don't know how he was inspired to do this.
Well,
but the other amazing.
I was going to say
the other amazing thing. Oh yeah, I mean he's an amazing actor, and the other amazing thing is Osgood Perkins wrote and directed this, the son of Anthony Perkins of Psycho fame. So you're talking about just this convergence of immense talent. And Micah Monroe was terrific too as the FBI agent in it. So definitely see that one, Cassie. Longlegs.
Longlegs. Okay, I will.
We'll get it done. Well, thank you, sir. Have a magnificent day. We'll talk to you later in the week, obviously.
Indeed, and I should be in a stationary. I won't be on the road on Friday. I'll be able to come in by your StreamYard as usual.
Magnificent. Thank you, sir.
All right. Have a great day. Good talking to you, Cassie.
Good talking to you, Tim.
See ya.
Good talking to Tim, too. I like that. All right, that is going to do it. We got the whole hour in. That was pretty good.
Yeah,
52 minutes.
Yeah, and I think I've managed to do things properly. So
you did, absolutely.
It's one of those things where you just don't do it every day, and then when you get thrown back into it, it's like, okay, how do I remember how to do this? And it's just one of those things you just got to do it a couple times, and then it's like riding a bike, like I said.
I'm expecting Catherine to show up any minute.
Yeah, right. Yeah, what's going on? What's the show about today?
Yeah, there you go. All right, we will see you tomorrow, I would think.
Yes, I will be here for the rest of the week or whenever Andy needs me. So we'll make it happen.
Sounds great. We'll talk to you tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen.
Reminds me of this was before. Every time I hear the singing reminds me how you talk.